and Carlos IV, the Spanish king, who ruled several times during Napoleon's life. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Here's Napoleon! Hello, Napoleon. Hello! How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
How's the horse?
Good, thanks.
That's good.
Stay.
Well, I've heard you were quite the conqueror. Could you please tell us about that?
Well, it all started when I was a little boy. I always dreamt of becoming a ruthless conqueror.
Yeah. You know, most children dream about that sort of thing. So, I hear your brother was a leader also. How do you feel about that?
He was a leader of the dirty, rotten Spanish people. I think that Joseph ruined the Bonaparte name.
Oh, really? That's
Just saying.
Well, now that everybody knows your deep love of the Spanish people, let's bring out King Carlos IV. Hello, Carlos.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Fantastic. How are you, old friend?
I'm just wonderful. I'm so happy you're here. I'm sure the crowd would love to hear some of the history between you two.
Napoleon is a lying cheat who made my people take me off the throne after he invaded. I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him.
It's not my fault that you couldn't keep your own people in line. Carlos, don't blame me. You are the one that doesn't know how to rule.
Boys, we're here to talk about the differences between absolute and parliamentary monarchies. Please sit down.
We the Spanish use an absolute monarchy because Spaniards know how to rule their own.
Except you.
That's done!
It's on! Alright, thumbs up. Boys, no fighting on Oprah. Take a seat, please. Thank you.
Well, now Napoleon, what made you start this parliamentary monarchy?
Well, the ruler before me was not the best king. So the nation's economy was in shambles due to rising bread prices. So there was famine and malnutrition.
Yes.
Louis the 16th also helped in their own revolution, so that drained the national debt to a whopping 2 billion livres.
Oh my gosh.
Right. The Roman Church also owned a lot of the land, so there was a lot of heavy taxing. Pretty much everything was just bad. The ideas of enlightenment encouraged new ideas, which led to peasants revolting against the people of power, which led to something about government happening. And I didn't want the corruptness that is the absolute monarchy.
Fascinating. Simply fascinating. I am much impressed by your intellect that came with this issue. I once was in a place of power as well. It was nothing much, yet I understand why people need a voice in the government.
Oh, really? What did you rule? It sounds quite interesting.
Well, I didn't necessarily rule per se, but I've read far too many books about it, and I'm best friends with Barack Obama. But anyway, long story short, I know how to rule a country.
Hey, Big Mouth, Napoleon. Let Oprah ask me something. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Carlos. How did absolute monarchies develop?
I don't know. It's kind of always been there. No real development. There's always been a leader to a group of people.
All right, well, here's another question for you, Carlos. Do you know who was involved in the French Revolution?
The French?
Well, I did say that in the last question, Carlos. The Catholic Church, Louis XV, Louis XVI, and the peasants all contributed. The corrupt aristocracy and the Catholic Church had too many feudal privileges. So the peasants revolted. That's how I almost forced my own people to develop a new monarchy that could get a new government.
Why do we keep talking about the French Revolution? I'm the one who's supposed to be still a monarchy.
If you had been listening, then you would know that the French Revolution started the Parliamentary monarchy. If you are so anxious, tell us about the absolute monarchy system.
King has power. He knows what's best, so he doesn't need anyone else. He makes all the big decisions like taxes, wars, and all that good stuff.
A simple system, I see.
I guess.
Because you have already explained the causes, Napoleon, what is the legacy of this parliamentary and absolute monarchy, you two?
Absolute monarchies have disappeared. I don't know why.
That's odd. Parliamentary monarchies have flourished since the system was invented. Australia, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Spain, Norway, and the UK. So yeah, we have a better system.
Well, that is quite amazing.
Yeah, quite.
Ever.
So, can you tell me the significance of all
The significance is the French are weird control freaks.
Actually, Carlos, the French developed a system that many countries use today. Ha!
So, Carlos, what do you find interesting about this story?
I think that Napoleon is a selfish, short, stupid little man who wants to have everything under control.
Hey now, there's no need for shenanigans. I am not short. Oprah, what is interesting about this story is that people who do nothing about what it means to be free of such burdens were able to rise up against their rulers and not only gain power, but develop a new form of government.
Quite right, Napoleon.
Yes, quite.
My last question for you two is, what can we learn from all of this?
When people are unhappy, there will be revolt. In order to keep the citizens of a nation happy, it is best to give the people a voice in what they want.
I hate to admit it, but Napoleon, you've got a point.
Thank you, you two, for your time.
You're
Now,
welcome.
audience, who wants a new car?